Sagittarius, this is your final test. A powerful shift is forming. A door is opening right in front of you. And I ask you this. What if every pain, every delay, and every stumble you've experienced was not a punishment, but a sacred preparation for a great transformation? What if everything you've lost was only what could no longer walk with you into your next journey? And what if the unease you're feeling in your heart is not a sign of being lost, but a call from your soul, urging you to return to your true mission? Welcome to today's mystical journey. I'm not here to predict. I'm here to awaken. And if you're hearing this, it's not by accident. You, a Sagittarius, are standing on the thin edge between the old and the new. You are about to step into a more expansive, more powerful reality, where you won't just survive, you will live truthfully. The universe is placing a challenge before you. Not to test your strength, you've proven that your whole life, but to test your courage to let go of the final limitation. The courage to say, I no longer live inside outdated versions of myself. And if you're ready, leave a comment below. I am ready to step into my great mission. Because you know, an affirmation is not just a sound from the mind, but a wave of energy resonating with the universe, which watches you every minute, every second. If you feel these words stirring your heart, leave a like, share this video as a way to spread light to others who are also seeking their path. Remember, what you give, the universe will return, greater, brighter, and in divine timing. Part 1. Sagittarius at the threshold of the universe. There is a moment in every Sagittarius journey when the world becomes too small to hold you. A moment when everything familiar suddenly feels suffocating. As if your soul can no longer bear repetition, limitation, or falsehood. Are you feeling that now? That restlessness, that unease, without a clear reason? It's not that you're lost. You are approaching the sacred threshold of expansion, where the old world no longer has room for you. Sagittarius is the sign of ideals, freedom, and spiritual purpose. You were not born to follow templates. You were born to break limits, to ask the big questions no one dares to ask. And right now, the universe is vibrating at a special frequency. The frequency of awakening. Jupiter, your ruling planet, is not just a symbol of luck, but also the great teacher of the cosmos. When Jupiter begins to align with slow-moving planets like Saturn, Uranus, or Neptune, you'll feel a wave that both invites and challenges you. A whisper from within. It's time to step into a new journey, but only if you're ready to become your truest self. This is when things that no longer serve you begin to crack. The job that once excited you now feels empty. The relationships that once felt safe now exhaust you. Even the identity you once called me is no longer deep enough to define who you truly are. You are not losing yourself. You are being unlayered. The universe never takes away what still serves your higher path. And for Sagittarius, that path always involves enlightenment, guiding others, and sparking inspiration. Have you noticed you're drawn into different kinds of conversations? Ideas about philosophy, the soul, life after death, or ultimate truth arise naturally? That's because your energy is shifting frequency, from action to awakening. From running to facing. From wanting to know more to becoming the light. And then you realize, no one outside you can lead you further. You are the teacher you've always been seeking. At this time, the universe is testing you at the soul level. Not with logic problems, but with silence. With patience for the unknown. And with the courage to walk forward before the destination is visible. This is the dark moon of the soul, where you don't see the light clearly. But you also cannot return to the darkness. Dear Sagittarius, if you feel like you're floating between two worlds, That's a sign you're on the right path. You are not lost. You are being redirected. You've come so far. And even if the way forward isn't clear yet, trust this. You are not ending an old chapter. You are giving birth to a new version of your being. Leave a comment. I am standing at the threshold of greatness. That is how you affirm to yourself, and to the universe, that you are ready. If this message resonates with your soul, share this video so the light can reach further. Remember, what you sow with your heart, the universe will respond with miracles. Part 2: The final test. Have you ever felt that, no matter how hard you try, everything just seems stuck? Doors don't open, opportunities don't come, and the people you once trusted slowly drift away? If that's what you're going through, I want you to hear this truth. You are not being punished, you are being purified. And this, right here, is your final test before Sagittarius steps into the brightest phase of life. This test is unlike anything you've faced before. It doesn't come from outside, it comes from within. No one is making things harder for you. No one is holding you back. Only you and the old beliefs you haven't yet released. As a Sagittarius, you have always longed for the truth. But sometimes, the hardest truth to face is this. The life you're trying to hold on to no longer fits you. The universe is asking you, are you willing to let go of what's familiar, to step into what's unknown, but truer to your soul? This is a test of commitment to self, not a performance for others. You may have lived for family, for duty, for stability. But now, your soul wants more than that. It wants true freedom. Deeper meaning. A life where you don't have to trade your essence to survive. Look closely, and you'll notice. Relationships that no longer nourish you are fading away. Work that no longer lights you up feels harder each day. And dreams you buried long ago are rising again, begging to live. None of this is random. It is the universe placing you at a soul turning point, where you cannot go back, and must move forward. This challenge doesn't require you to be strong in the traditional sense. It requires you to be honest with yourself. Are you truly living? Are you doing what makes your heart feel alive every morning? If the answer is, I'm not sure, then it's time to face this. Maybe you're holding onto a version of yourself that is no longer you. The final test for Sagittarius lies here. Will you step into an entirely new chapter, even without knowing how it ends? Will you trust your intuition, your spiritual path, and the invisible guidance of the universe? If you say, yes, you'll witness miracles begin, almost instantly. And if you're still unsure, ask yourself this simple question. If I wasn't afraid of anything, what would I do right now? That answer is the light leading you through this test. Don't worry if you feel alone. Strong souls always walk alone during transitions. Because not everyone can see the vision you've been given. And I invite you, right now, to say to yourself, I am ready to move through this challenge and live in the greatness within me. Write that in the comments. Not just to share, but to reaffirm the soul contract you once made and may have forgotten. If this part spoke to something in your heart, like and share the video to help this message reach other Sagittarians. Those who may be quietly going through the same final test. Remember, you are not alone. And what you are about to step into will be worth more than everything you've ever had to let go. Part 3: Signs you're about to break through. Dear Sagittarius, you are very close. So close to the most significant transformation of your soul's journey. And even if you don't yet see anything clearly, the universe has been sending you clear signals, like gentle whispers. Don't give up, the door is opening. In astrology, whenever a zodiac sign is about to enter a new growth cycle, they begin to feel different waves of energy. Changes that seem random, but are actually signs before the storm of blessings. If you are experiencing one or more of the signs below, know this: you are no longer at the starting point. You are standing right at the threshold. 1. You see old things naturally falling away, even if you're not pushing them. It could be a job you've held for many years, a person who once mattered, a role you once took pride in. Now, those things are fading, they no longer feel like home. You don't need to fight, you just need to let go. Because when you stop holding on to what has run dry, you allow something new to enter. 2. You're experiencing unexpected endings. Suddenly, everything changes quickly and without warning. A project gets cancelled. A friend cuts off contact. An opportunity you thought was certain disappears. But if you look deeper, you'll see. These things are freeing you from a path that no longer fits. You are not being rejected, you are being redirected. 3. You feel strong inner shifts. You may feel more sensitive. Your intuition becomes stronger. You wake up some mornings with a strange clarity: I need to change. And I need to change now. You are not confused. You are hearing your soul more clearly than ever. 4. You start noticing strange coincidences. Angel numbers. Repeating messages. Names, places, ideas, showing up over and over. For a Sagittarius, someone who learns quickly through signs, this is the universe saying, you are on the right path. Keep going. 5. You feel like you can't go back anymore. You know deep down, even if you could go back, your heart is no longer there. The old is no longer comfortable. The new is still distant. But you can't pretend anymore. This is a sign that you're about to shift into a higher vibration, where you no longer live by routine, but by the calling of your soul. I want you to know this. If you're experiencing these signs, you're not lost. You are being guided. You're not floating. You are being placed exactly where you need to be, even in the challenge. And the beautiful thing is, even if you feel uncertain, your soul does not. It knows exactly where you're going. It knows what's coming. It's preparing the way, step by step. Leave a comment. I recognize the signs and I am ready to step forward. Because a heartfelt affirmation, in times of transition, has more power than 1,000 rushed actions. And if this part speaks to your experience, like and share this video as a gift to others who are awakening just like you. The universe always sees what you give, and it will return to you in miraculous ways. At just the right time. Part 4: How to pass this final test. If you've made it this far, if you feel like you're going through deep changes, then congratulations, you've already passed a large part of the journey. But to fully cross the threshold into your destined chapter, you must pass through one final gate, releasing what is outdated, stepping into new commitments, and living fully as the highest version of yourself. This final test doesn't require you to do anything grand. On the contrary, it asks you to be more refined and honest with your inner world. You need to clearly understand what is holding you back, what is making you hesitate, what is keeping you trapped in old patterns, even though your heart no longer belongs there. For a Sagittarius, freedom is non-negotiable, but sometimes you think you're free while still being bound by social expectations, by old responsibilities, or by the pressure you placed on yourself years ago. To pass this final test, you need to clarify 3 key things. First, are you still being honest with your original dream? Do you still remember that younger, bolder version of yourself who believed in the impossible? If you've forgotten, then it's time to reconnect, return, and live again from that starting point, but now with the wisdom of someone who's lived. Second, are you avoiding something? Is there a conversation you haven't dared to have? A truth you haven't dared to admit? Or a decision you haven't dared to make? Understand this. Avoidance only prolongs pain, while facing things head-on is the beginning of freedom. Sagittarius was born to pursue truth, and you must live that truth first. Third, are you willing to act as if your dreams are already real? The universe doesn't respond to your words, but to the energy you radiate every day. If you live as though blessings have already arrived, you will attract experiences to match. If you live as though you are already healed, healing will come. If you live as someone ready for a big mission, that mission's door will open. This is the time to believe in a greater design, even if you don't yet see the full picture. Astrology calls this the moment of faith beyond space and time, a stage where awakening souls must walk forward with eyes closed. And only then will the light appear. For Sagittarius, this is instinctual, but also a real challenge, the test of faith. So if you need something to lean on, return to your inner truth, that place no one can touch. The place only you and the universe truly know. And finally, choose one affirmation as a sacred commitment. You may choose this one. I am ready to pass this soul test and step into a new chapter of freedom and greatness. Write it down. Say it every day. Act as if it has already happened. Because when you do, you're not just passing the test, you've already stepped into the next chapter. Part 5: How you will step into your greatness. So what happens when you finally pass this last test? When you release the old. When you choose honesty with yourself. When you trust your inner calling and live in alignment with your soul. The first thing you'll feel is not a loud miracle, but a deep sense of relief, like returning a jacket that's been too tight for far too long. You'll begin to wake up each morning without heaviness. What used to drain you no longer holds power over you. You'll find yourself walking more lightly, breathing more deeply, and smiling even at the little things in life. Astrologically, this is the stage where Sagittarius enters the positive influence of Jupiter, your ruling planet, where every choice made in truth is magnified many times over. If you choose to live honestly, you will attract honest people. If you choose to follow your ideals, you will meet opportunities aligned with your values. And if you choose to serve life from the soul, life will serve you back with abundance in ways you never imagined. Not just financial abundance, but fullness of soul, of relationships, of influence, and of creative inspiration. You'll begin to realize you no longer need to prove anything. You show up. You live true. And your energy becomes a light for others. Sagittarius is known as the spiritual teacher of the zodiac, not because you know everything, but because you live authentically through your journey of exploration. Your greatness is not measured by how many titles you achieve, but by how many souls feel inspired simply by standing near you. And when you enter this stage, you will see your true mission clearly. You may lose interest in your old goals and start to feel pulled by bigger questions. What do I want to give to the world? Who do I want to remember me, and for what? What light do I want the next generation to receive from my life's story? That is the moment you step into the chapter of purposeful living. From here, you no longer live to survive, but live to radiate. And at this stage, the things you once quietly dreamed of, financial freedom, recognition, deep connections, will begin to arrive as rewards for your awakening. But more than anything, the greatest reward is this. You no longer lose yourself to gain anything. You understand that greatness does not come from the outside world. It comes from within, from the alignment between your physical self and your true soul. And once these two meet, you no longer have to try to shine. You become the light. Sagittarius, if you've listened this far, it is not a coincidence. The universe doesn't lead you to messages like this just for entertainment. It brought you here because a part of you, the deepest, brightest, and bravest part, is ready to awaken. You've faced many challenges. You've fallen. You've doubted yourself. But you're still here, and that means you are stronger than you think. You didn't come to this world to live an ordinary life. You didn't come just to work, pay bills, and disappear. You came to live a meaningful life. A life that inspires others simply by watching you live true to who you really are. And to do that, you must pass this final test. The test of letting go. The test of courage. And the test of faith in what cannot yet be seen. You may not know exactly what's waiting for you on the other side. But remember, no soul revolution happens in the comfort zone. You must step out, choose, and live as if you are already ready. Because only when you're ready does the universe set everything into place at the right moment. And that moment is now. From this moment forward, choose an affirmation for yourself. Write it into your heart, your life, your daily actions. Say, I am ready to step into the greatness my soul was created to live. This is not just a phrase, it's a signal you send out at the highest frequency. The frequency of alignment, of acceptance, and of expansion. Sagittarius, walk forward, even if the path isn't yet clear. Trust, even if the results haven't yet shown up. Live true, even if no one is cheering you on. Because true light needs no approval, it only needs to be lit. And you are that light. If this video has touched something inside you, leave a comment. I am ready to step into my divine destiny. A comment is not just a message for others. It's a portal you open for your own soul. And if you want to spread this message to others who are also on their awakening path, share this video. Remember, what you give, the universe will return many times over. But not when you doubt. Only when you trust completely. The final test has arrived. The door is open. And once you step through, there's no turning back, only a radiant journey forward, meant just for you.